You're probably scrolling through a dozen kitchen range options right now, wondering if any of them will actually live up to the hype without stealing a chunk of your budget. I get that feeling. The last thing you want is to spend a premium on a rangetop that looks gorgeous but ends up being a daily source of frustration. If you're still on the fence about whether the ZLINE Autograph Edition 36-inch classic gas rangetop is the right fit for your cooking style and your kitchen's aesthetic, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of kitchen this piece is designed for. The Autograph Edition is a statement item: satin stainless steel paired with polished gold accents, plus custom milled knobs that feel more like a piece of art than a utilitarian control. That means it shines best in a space where you already have a bit of design flair. Think a modern farmhouse, an upscale contemporary kitchen, or a renovation where you're pulling all the elements together for a cohesive look. If you're cooking in a cramped apartment with a single burner electric coil, this isn't the priority purchase. Now, who should actually consider buying this rangetop? If you spend most evenings sautéing, searing, and simmering multiple dishes at once, the 6-burner layout is a genuine advantage. The DuoPro design gives you a pair of burners that can function as a single 18000 BTU zone or split into 2 independent zones down to 800 BTU each. That low heat setting is perfect for delicate sauces, melting chocolate, or keeping a stew warm without overcooking. Home chefs who love to run a wok on high flame while a pot of risotto simmers on a gentle setting will appreciate the flexibility. The Italian brass burners are hand-forged, which translates into a smoother flame response. You'll notice that the flame lifts off the pan more cleanly, reducing the chance of food sticking to the burner surface. On the flip side, the value proposition shifts if your cooking style is more straightforward. If you mostly boil pasta, reheat leftovers, or use a single pot, you might not leverage the dual-zone versatility enough to justify the price tag. The same goes for renters who can't make permanent changes to the countertop or who might have to replace the unit when they move. The polished gold accents are beautiful, but they also demand a bit of extra care. Fingerprints and smudges show up more readily than on a matte finish, so you'll need to wipe down the surface more often to keep it showroom ready. Let's walk through a typical dinner scenario to see how the rangetop holds up in practice. Imagine you're making a classic chicken piccata. You start by searing chicken breasts on one of the high-output burners, getting the deep caramelized crust in just a few minutes. While those are finishing, you slide a saucepan over to the adjacent low-heat DuoPro zone to melt butter and whisk in capers without worrying about the butter scorching. Because the low-heat burner can stay at 800 BTU, the butter stays buttery, not burnt. Meanwhile, a third burner is heating water for pasta at a steady boil. In a kitchen where space is at a premium, being able to run 3 distinct temperature zones without crowding the pans feels like a real productivity boost. One practical strength that often gets missed in glossy marketing copy is the way the exclusive rangetop knobs feel under your fingers. They're larger than standard knobs, which makes it easier to turn them precisely, especially when you're juggling multiple pots. The tactile feedback is satisfying. You get a slight click when you hit a new temperature bracket, which helps prevent overshooting the heat. That little detail can shave seconds off the learning curve for anyone new to gas cooking. However, there are a few trade-offs that deserve attention before you click Add to Cart. First, the gas connection requires an inch pipe and a proper venting setup. If your home isn't already equipped with a gas line that meets those specs, you'll need to factor in professional installation costs. It's not a DIY job for most people, and the extra expense can push the total outlay well beyond the sticker price. Second, the surface, while striking, is more prone to scratches from heavy cookware. Cast iron skillets work beautifully, but if you routinely slide metal spatulas across the surface, you may notice small marks over time. A silicone mat can protect high traffic spots, but that adds another accessory you have to keep on hand. Another consideration is the overall size. At 36 inches, the Autograph Edition fits standard double oven configurations, but you'll need enough countertop depth to accommodate the full width of the burners when you're using large pans. If you have a narrow island or a cramped layout, you might find the burners extending beyond the edge, which can be a safety concern, especially with kids around. Measuring the clearance before ordering is a step you don't want to skip. From a performance standpoint, the dual-zone burners really shine when you're doing true Simmer-to-Sear cooking. The ability to keep a pan at a gentle 800 BTU while instantly cranking up to